Okay, so we are now streaming. I am turning off our mics.
Reagan.
Thanks, Caroline. I have 2 questions.
Reagan.
Thanks, Caroline. I have 2 questions for you.
Sure.
Democrats, including former White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, attacked Prairie and pushed gun control in the aftermath of yesterday's shooting. What's the White House's response to their comments?
Yes, I saw the comments of my predecessor, Ms. Psaki, and frankly, I think they're Reagan.
Thanks, Caroline. I have 2 questions for you.
Sure.
Democrats, including former White House Press
Hold on a second.
Reagan.
Thanks, Caroline.
Reagan.
Thanks, Caroline.
Okay, that's gone.
11.
For some reason,
What?
okay. So why are we just looking at that? Oh, no, that's not good.
Seeing your computer menus now, Daryle.
I know. Let's try this again.
Reagan.
Why
Thanks,
is
Caroline.
this?
I have 2 questions for you.
There we are. See, we're going to figure this out. It's going to be smoother than at some point. We're going to be smooth.
We're gonna get there.
Now let me make sure. All right. So, hello everybody for a very special anti-fascist OG, and boy. So, for those who know, we wanted to do this particular. First of all, as you can see, my name is Daryle Lamont Jenkins, and there's and
Buster?
yes, and there's a lot that we got to talk about, and we have a guest here that is going to basically guide us through this discussion. Some folks, and I'm just making sure that none of my phones or anything like that gets turned off, comes on or anything like that. But on the 4th of July, we had a situation out in Texas, and we have 16. Is it six? I believe it's 16 at this point. I believe it's 16 people that are arrested, and basically we're looking for support for them. And you want to, and I'll just let Beth, as I get myself situated, give everybody the skinny as to what's going on here.
I'm actually going to pass it to our guest because I think they can do a better job of
Yeah.
kind of giving us the first-hand account. So, would you like to take it away?
Sure. I go by Kells Menchaca. I am friends with some of the people who were taken on July 4th. There was a solidarity noise demo scheduled outside of the Prairieland detention facility, where they had wrecked naturally growing prairie in order to build this detention facility in Trump's first term. And now it's being used as a detention and deportation center south of Fort Worth. It's fairly rural, so folks were going to go out, make noise in solidarity. And we're not sure the full events that have transpired. There is what the police say, but obviously they've changed their stories several times, and we don't want defendants to potentially incriminate themselves in anything, so we're not 100% on the events, but a police officer was injured in a confrontation, and they scooped up 10 people on the scene, and since then have been door knocking and harassing people, their partners, their family, and have put 16 more people in prison.
And this was at the and just we did say that this was at the Prairieland detention center in Alvarado, I believe it is, in Texas. Alvarado, okay. And and I said before, it was like 16 people that have been arrested. First of all, I know that people have been out and about, coming in support for everybody who was being jammed up like this. But we wanted to make sure that people get a little bit support. People know what's going on here, because right now, a lot of the, I guess, information that we see is coming from I don't know, from the worst, from the worst, or just simply not the right sources to trust with this. And I don't think anyone has been speaking to the supporters of the 16 Prairieland folks, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to have you on. And the first thing I want to ask is, how is everyone holding up? What is the status of everybody that has been arrested? What's the deal with them right now?
Of the defendants that we are supporting, a lot of people are trying to keep in good spirits. They've really appreciated some of the letter writing campaigns that have come into them, because these are people who are part of community. So they really have appreciated seeing that those of us who have had the capability have tried to visit regularly. But obviously, Johnson County is in many ways like every other county prison in Texas, but also particularly in the past few weeks, some stuff has come out, such as the Johnson County Sheriff was arrested for sexual harassment and intimidation of witnesses. So obviously the conditions that people are facing inside a sheriff-run facility, when the sheriff got him arrested himself, probably not the best. We've had people be informed that they were going to be strip searched every time there was a shift change, even though they were in solitary confinement. We've had people, now multiple counts, state that they were forced to move cells and clean up someone else's feces. And after that happened, they got moved back to their cell. So a lot of psychological torture.
And they're being specifically targeted, you think, Kels, because of their political prisoners?
We're unsure of how much is political targeting and how much is this is a small town prison and they're used to being able to torment people however they'd like. And we're just now being able to see how bad it is.
One of the things I was reading earlier is that some of those arrested, or maybe all of those arrested, have a long history of nonviolent activism, going back to Occupy, being involved with the Occupy Wall Street movement.
Some people, yes, for sure. Most people are like slightly newer, but not by much. Like 2020 and forward. But yes, several of our defendants are longtime community members and activists who have nonviolently participated all over.
And it's correct to say that you have the NLG involved, the National Lawyers Guild, that are representing y'all right now, or is that?
Yes, they have agreed to help us out with some referrals. They're trying their best.
Yeah,
the Public Defender's Office in Texas is not state funded; it is locally funded, and they do not do a great job of helping public defense. So the Lawyers Guild is trying their very best, but up until our phone zap campaigns, our people were without public defenders for almost a month.
Okay. And what was that for phone zap? What was that campaign?
We put up on our social media asking people to call into the county judge's office and the jail to get them to start moving towards the process of a public defender. In Texas, you're not just, I can't pay, please give me a lawyer. You have to fill out a form. And a lot of our people reported that they were trying to fill out the information that they obviously did not have access. You don't have access to your pay stubs in prison. And whenever they turned their forms in, they would be told their forms were incomplete, they wouldn't be processed, and they just would not let them redo it, would not let them be assigned anyone. So up until our pushes for outside support, our defendants were not given basic legal rights.
Yeah, and that's something that we're kind of like used to, especially in the light of what's been going on with Cop City out in Atlanta, which is a straight parallel to what we're dealing with here at Prairieland, and it's also a little sobering for a lot of folks who are now just basically realizing that we are in fights to try to keep. Right now, we are in a fight to basically keep, I guess, so quote unquote, law enforcement from advancing themselves in a political climate that allows them to do whatever. And that's what we see when it came to Cop City, and that's what we see here. What kind of support? I mean, I've already seen some of it already online and things like that, but on the ground and beyond, like in other parts of the world or country, what kind of support have y'all seen in the past couple of months?
We've gotten a lot of support from people reposting on social media, people donating money. We've had some friends from Greece did a banner drop that was really sweet. All of the website campaigns have been great.
And Greece is vets when it comes to this kind of stuff too. They've been doing this for pretty much the past 20 years, especially. So yeah, and
one of the most disturbing aspects right now is that we have people who are arrested that weren't even at the protest. Is that right, Kels?
Correct.
and what's the logic of that they're giving people?
The FBI has really decided to hunt people down. One defendant, his wife was at the protest, and when she made a phone call asking for her car not to be towed, for him to help get the car, the FBI took that as some sort of code and followed. Right. They took an excuse. So they followed him to his parents' house and then a comrade's house and raided both houses and arrested him, saying that the box of books and zines that he had were, and that he had moved from his parents' house to our comrade's house, was some sort of anti-government evidence and proof of collaboration. He also was an immigrant, so now he is fighting a court case on a federal level.
So that means
about
No, I was going to ask. So that person is still currently incarcerated, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and this is one of the reasons why we wanted to do this, y'all. I think it's important that everybody looks at the keep an eye on the just underneath. You see the website. That's where you can find more information about this, including how you all out there can support. And they're going to need support. They are going to need support because, like I said, some of the much of the information about this particular case is coming from the wrong sources, and but there are sources where you can go to. You can go to this website. What was the IGD, also known as in It's Going Down. You can also go to their website. They also have some information about this. What is the future plans and for supporters, especially considering being out there could probably just advocating for them can also put a target on y'all. I mean, how do y'all protect yourselves as you're trying to advocate for everyone that has been arrested and from all of the nonsense that's going on with this climate?
It's the criminalization of solidarity, it seems like.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, everything we're doing in support is above board. It's not illegal to have friends. It's not illegal to write letters and say, we love you, you're part of our community still. Holding a rally on a courthouse lawn or doing a banner drop is not illegal despite what the federal government says. And if we live our entire lives afraid that the FBI is going to use this as an excuse and as a target, like, I'm an indigenous person. Walking down the street, I'm a target. Like, some of my friends who are in the prison are brown folks. They were already criminalized. Being queer in Texas is almost criminalized. So if we use the logic of like, well, this might make me a target, well, all of us are targets. What am I going to do? Like, advocate for us to be scared and alone, or show that it doesn't matter what the state does, those are still our people.
Right.
For viewers who want to send letters, can we find that on the website?
I believe so. If not, it's for sure on our Instagram.
I didn't see it on the website. I was about to ask that same question. But but your Instagram is there. DFW Support Committee is the Instagram. And also, if you want to give money to or want to help them that way, there is a link to go to one of their to their fundraiser, and that
I know
will.
one support for incarcerated folks a lot of times is putting some money on their books. Is that an option at the Johnson County Jail?
It is, but you will probably have to register with everything. We haven't quite figured out how to do more anonymous donations without all of the fun stuff that Atlanta had brought up. But if people would like to donate specifically to commissary funds, they're welcome to contact us via email or our socials that are at the bottom of our website, and we will try our best to work something out with y'all.
Have you all been able to talk to the Stop Cop City folks to compare notes, or maybe that's not something we should even talk about on a public forum? It's hard to know what buttons we might push that.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's not illegal to have friends, but they're working on it.
They're working on it.
I'm just gonna say we have friends all over the world, and we are stoked to talk to them. And anyone who wants to talk with us, we are open and transparent as best we can be.
And how many have you been able to do any of quote unquote media like this elsewhere, or others have been able to talk on this matter on other programs that people could probably find on YouTube? I don't.
So far, we have one other podcast request from another lefty sympathetic podcast. That name escapes me currently. I'm so sorry. I would shout them out.
When you get it, shoot it out to us, and we'll make sure that it's posted on our Substack as well, so people can go to that when the time comes. When the time comes.
Yes, absolutely.
Y'all need to be talking to Robert Evans and Behind the Bastards. I mean, I think they're probably got the biggest following, and they need to be telling this story.
Considering he's from the area, that would be great.
No contact so far?
So far, a lot of media who are bigger media have, I don't know how to put that, but they haven't really been particularly interested in the story, or they feel like this increased lull has made it not very interesting to folks. Only low lefties, like It's Going Down or Unicorn Riot, friendly people, have been putting out good resources. KERA did a story, and that was not very good. The Washington Post did
Read that one. Yeah.
a horrible story that portrayed people as absolutely not what they are.
What I saw with the MSM or the legacy media is they quoted the police. There was no other version of the story except what the police said. And the police story is absolutely ridiculous. I was asking Daryle, I don't know very much about weapons and things, but I was asking him, I was like, does that sound reasonable to you? But there's nobody speaking besides the cops in their stories.
And I see that not just in this case, another case in Texas, the Carmelo Anthony case, where this young kid, black child, who was defending himself from two white brothers who was accosting him at a athletic thing, and he stabbed one of them who was basically putting his hands on him, and he's been charged with first degree murder, and no one is talking about that case, at least not in the media.
Ground laws. I guess only certain people get to stand their ground.
I mean, we'll be forever going on forever when it comes to things like that. But I think one of the things that I am concerned about is that, and this might be a positive for the folks in Prairieland. I think if there is something that will cause us to generate support for the good guys. Interestingly enough, the so-called liberal media shuts up. And on top of that, we end up having to hear from the fascists on certain levels. I mean, then all of a sudden, they're the ones that are going to start ginning things up. That's one of the reasons why Andy No is trying to put it out there like he's some sort of authority with this. But that's the world that we're in right now. That's the thing that we got to deal with. So what I would, you're definitely going to get our support, everybody. And this is not going to be what I would like. I would love to ask if you or others, Kels, if you can, please, if there's any updates and you want to come back on, definitely hit us up, and we'd be happy to have you on, and or others that be interested in talking, because I think we are going to be us, Unicorn Riot. It's going down. We're going to be the ones that are talking about it in a way, and of course your website as well, that everybody can see on the screen right now. We're going to be the only ones basically putting the information out there. So and I dared them to come up here to Jersey, but to try to mess with me about it. But on all seriously, if we want to stay on top of this, if there's information on our regular broadcast that you want to make sure is out there, just hit us up, and because I do not want to be a stranger to all of this.
Awesome. Yeah, we super appreciate it, and we'll be sure to give y'all a heads up as soon as we know stuff. I know, so in Texas, for a felony, you have to indict someone within 90 days of their arrest.
Mm-hmm.
That 90-day mark will be October 3rd. So we are working on if they don't have even an indictment, because right now they're being held on complaints. There's no indictment for anyone. No, that's a lie. Friday, they indicted one person who was one of the people who was not at the protest.
Right.
On what charges? What got it, Jill?
Ooh, I believe I have to look up his charges because they are separate.
It's just so weird to be, but it's not historically without precedent. Thinking back to the Haymarket incident, if anybody's familiar with that, where the anarchists were organizing for the 8-hour workday, somebody turned to protest violent. Still not sure who did that. There was the police opened fire, and they arrested, I think it was 8 anarchists, 5 who were hanged. And some of those people they hanged were not even at the protest. That was in 1880s. So, you know, America is America. You don't even have to be at the protest if the government doesn't like what you're doing.
Right. I believe what the state is saying is that he is being accused of tampering with evidence. Obviously what the state is saying is not what we believe, because how do you know if a cop's lying? Are their lips moving?
So is it the guy who moved his car so it wouldn't get towed?
No, that is someone else. So one person, Daniel, has federal charges. That would be one of our comrades' husband, who was arrested for the crime of having zines and delivering zines. And then the other person only has state-level charges, and they are accusing this person of either tampering with evidence or hindering their investigation. And I believe their argument, from what I understand of reading the court documents, and this is just my understanding, I'm going to make that clear, of reading the documents that we have been able to access, was that they deleted someone from Signal, and that is enough for them to make these accusations.
Wow. Zines are an imprisoning offense. Like, the First Amendment no longer applies. And deleting somebody from an app is tampering with evidence. Fascism is not coming, it's here.
And we also know how to handle that. We've dealt with fascism before, and we are definitely going to handle it here before it starts causing more damage to us as a people. So I want to thank you for coming, Kels. I mean, I'm really, a lot of it, I can be honest with you, is a lot to for me. I'm just learning more and more and more. It seems like every other week I'm learning something new about this. So I know there's a whole lot of moving parts, but the important thing for me personally is the fact that I start talking to people who are dealing with this on our side, on our end. People who are local and dealing with those that are getting they're getting jammed up, because it's those voices that have been missing over the past 2 months now, a little more than almost 2 months. Very little has been heard from supporters or anybody that's right there. So I'm very glad that you was able to take the time. And this is one of the reasons why we wanted to do this special show on a Sunday. And yes.
I want to say I'm sorry for the pain that you know, like, it's this political issue. We want to tell this national, international story of this fight against fascism, but I know it's very personal that you have people who are suffering that you love and know, and I'm sorry for the pain that you all are having to endure. And Daryle and I say every show, I think, that we will come out on the other side of this, and we will have an America that is freer and better than it has ever been before. But there's going to be prices to pay along the way, sacrifices, and I'm sorry that you all are having to pay those and do that. But thank you for the work you're doing.
And once again, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say thank you for having me on. These are, loved community members. Some of these people have been my friends. I've seen some of their kids grow up. Like, these are people. And I think that's always lost on the state level. The level of dealing with the state is like, these people want to be home with their pets and their family and their children, and the biggest accusation the state is making is like, these are clearly scary terrorists. Like, no, they're just people. They want a better world. That shouldn't cost them their lives.
And once again, everybody, the DFW Support Committee wordpress.com. That's where you can get more information about this case. You'll go there and you'll be able to see where to fundraise, their social media presence, and help out. Be a part of this, because we're dealing with a situation right now where things can be worse before it gets better. But the most important thing is, if you want to see things get better and you want to expedite it, you got to be involved. And this is one of the things that we most certainly say it's time to be involved. So, Kel, I want to thank you very much for coming here tonight. And I want to thank everybody who is watching right now. And curiously enough, it looks like we have the most people. We have the largest audience since we started this. So
You're
Yeah.
A lot of people watch it afterwards, but to join us live, it's our biggest audience. So.
Yeah. So for those of you who want to see us again, we are at we normally have this on Fridays. Right now, it's going to be Fridays at 5:30 Eastern p.m. Eastern time, and it's free. I mean, you can watch this. You don't have to pay, even though it's Substack. There's some little things that you might see that you have to subscribe to see. You're going to see a trailer for a documentary called "We Don't Walk in Fear," but we ask you to help support us. A lot of y'all already know that we are basically trying to deal with a situation right now, and we're on the right track for that, but we still need your help with that. So we will see y'all on. Do you have anything to say, Beth, before we get out of here?
No, just thanks everybody for tuning in, and let's do what we can to support these people who are on the front line. They are our political prisoners in this fight against fascism. Kels, did you have any final words?
I just wanted to thank y'all for having us on and showing support. It means a lot to not have our people forgotten and moved on to the next TikTok craze or whatever. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
You are very welcome. You are very welcome. All right, y'all. Take care. We will be seeing you on Friday at 5:30 Eastern. And until then, and we'll keep you posted on what's been going on with this particular case. So take care, y'all. Peace.
Why do you think that you have the right to silence me?
I always said that I don't want to be heard, I want to be felt. I don't want to make my mark, I want to make my dent.
I didn't realize at the time that I was actually one of the biggest activists and largest organizers of white nationalism and alt-right in the United States.
They are what is considered by most people sort of your button-up white supremacists, your suit and tie Nazis.
Arguably, what they spew, while it's hateful and deplorable, is political speech, and so therefore it's protected under the Constitution.
Pat, why are you letting the fascists down here? You've got us blocked off, but you're letting the fascists come and harass us? We want them out of here now, damn it, or we're coming over the fucking barrier.
I can't walk in fear, and we don't walk in fear, you know. And I thank God for that.
Honestly, I wanted to make sure that when I left this earth, there would be something left behind that was worth a damn.